Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our D&D campaign. We've got the full crew here before we start jumping into our every other week. Giving you a little bit of a recap of what we've been through over the last few sessions. After the party left Elk's Point, they started making their way to find the contact that Eilenia had given Belto Beatrice a little bit more into the swamp area of the woods to the west of Elfrost. The party came across a somewhat elemental figure and got shifted to the elemental plane for a little bit, came back and started seeing some of the weird elemental behaviors going around in this part of the swamp and in the woods. The party eventually found Beatrice after a few other little detours and managed to come across the Stonebreaker Ironworks mine and eventually found a forge deep inside of the mine. Fighting off some Duergar, the party came back with some possibly possessed weapons and armory, and they've made their way back to Beatrice's little holdout in the woods. The party managed to come up with a plan to let Beatrice send the note off to Elfrost, see what they wanted to do, given the fact that they found some weapons that may need to be destroyed. And the party had some interesting dreams over the past sleep. So we find ourselves in the morning after everyone has gone through their long rest for the evening. We have Julian and Wilrick up first in the morning since they were the ones that did not take the shifts. So.
Oh, yeah, we took the fourth watch. I've got it down saying Julian took the
fourth watch. Yeah. Okay. Basically fourth watch. Okay. So. That's where we find ourselves. For Julian and Panda, it is still early. Wilrick, sorry. Thank you. It is still early morning. You still hear most of the nighttime critters outside. Some of the elemental weirdness has started to die down a little bit. That was passed on to you from Xylith when you all woke up. And you all are starting to see the initial glimmers of sunlight coming through the fence slats of the gate that's put up in front of the little cave that you all are hunkering down in. So, what would you all like to do before the others wake up, if anything?
Can I test if I can let go and place the pendant which I've found away from me? Just put it down and then walk away, see what happens.
You go to grab the pendant out of I'm assuming you have like a bag or something that you put it in.
Yeah.
It's just on you.
It'll be like in like a pocket of mine.
Okay.
Which I'll just put in.
So you go and search for in the pockets that you have, and it's still in the pocket, it's still there. You put it somewhere and it seems to stay there.
No matter how far away I walk from it.
How far away are you walking from it?
As far as I can without getting too far away from anyone else. If that makes sense, like 5-10 feet.
I mean, the cave isn't that big, so you can't go that far without leaving the gate.
Yeah. You get about 20 feet away from it, which is kind of towards the back part of the wall before you'd have to start crawling just to get under it, and it hasn't come back to you or anything.
Whew. And then I'll go back, pick it up, and put it back in my pocket.
Julian, at this point, will look over towards Wilrick and just go, "What the hell are you doing?"
It just seemed weird to me how I thought it was something special, but nobody else did. Ignore me.
Can do.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, nothing other that happens. You still have the same kind of feeling that you had when you first picked it up. Kind of a slight warm sensation, almost like there's something about it that seems animated or alive, or some kind of presence or something with the pendant. But somehow no one else has really picked up on it.
I'll just keep looking at it, keep trying to figure out what's going on with it.
Okay. Roll a. Like, are you just trying to? Like, what specifically are you trying to figure out about it?
You said last session it was something familiar to me. Anyway, so I'll just try to see what I can figure out, if I can see anything that will resemble anything to me.
Okay. Roll a. We'll say. I'll let you pick either a Arcana check or an investigation check.
Investigation would probably be better. Yeah.
14.
14?
Okay. So as you're looking at the pendant, you're kind of looking at the intricacies, seeing if there's some kind of engraving on it that might signify maybe what kind of pendant it is, maybe who made the pendant. You don't get any specific engravings off of what off the metal itself. You look along some of the chain links. You try to get any kind of sense of, based on its construction, who kind of made it or what made it. You don't know enough about the making and craft of making jewelry to know, is it a certain style? Does it fit to a certain kind of race that makes certain jewelry? But as you take a little bit more look at it, you remember the object that you had kind of a feeling that you received during your sleep. And it seems like there's a ring where that object fits into in the pendant.
Sorry, could you just repeat the last bit?
As you're looking at the shape of the pendant, you pick you see a spot in the pendant amongst all the other kind of encased jewels and the gold that kind of makes up this pendant structure. A hole that does not seem to be filled in. It doesn't look like it's particularly missing any piece, but the object that you received, that you went through your pack and you found, that you didn't know was there from the last night, looks like it might fit in that hole.
Okay. Grab it.
I didn't take long.
So you fit this fire gate that you found in your belongings that you don't know where it came from, and you place it in there, and it doesn't really, like, it fits, but it's not staying in place. So it definitely seems like it kind of belongs there, but it's not like sticking or anything, but it does seem to fit.
I'll just separate them now and then just store them till later.
Okay. All while this is going on, Julian, anything you do before the rest wakes up?
Is there any kind of like feeling Julian gets from what's going on? Because obviously you're saying that Wilk's the only person who feels like the attraction towards this pendant. Do I see what's going on? Do I feel anything when the ring hits the pendant? Or
roll a either perception or kind of check with a disadvantage. It's either perception plane or arcana with disadvantage.
Perception, I think, would be a good one. It's an 18.
As you see Wilrick fiddling with the pendant, fiddling with this fire gate that he's trying to fit into it, and he's kind of messing with it and seeing that it fits and everything. You do get some slight feeling of this seems too coincidental to have found a pendant and then that night be given something mysteriously that seems to fit perfectly into this pendant. There definitely seems to be more than meets the eye when it comes to the fact that these two objects happen to come across Rilrick's path.
Can we just remind myself again exactly where both these items came from?
The pendant came off of the lead Duergar that you all fought in the forge. And then the fire gate was something that was magically gifted to him during the night.
Cool.
But we don't know that detail.
Cool. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, he was given the dream of he was gifted something, and he went through his stuff and found what it was.
Cool. No worries. That's all good. Yeah.
Yep.
In which case, Julian won't do anything. It just be important that Julian has perceived something. That something's off.
Yep. With that, the rest of your all's watch goes pretty uneventful as the sun starts to come up and the early morning sunlight starts to go from a dull grayish blue to now a warm, bright yellow sunrise. And the rest of the party wakes up, so now everyone is awake. No sign of Beatrice yet as you all wake up. It's still very early in the morning as you all are starting to wipe the crusties out of your eyes and wake up feeling refreshed and renewed from a good night's rest.
Was it a good night, for real?
For most of you, anyways.
When Belto wakes up, he's just going to, like, absently stare at Julian for a few minutes.
Do you catch Julian's eye? That's the question.
Roll the perception.
Are you trying to catch? Okay. It's a 20.
You do catch Belto staring at you.
Yeah, you see Belto staring.
Okay. Julian will stare back. Julian will catch your eye and stare back.
Once you do that, you'll hear in your head from the telepathy one way.
I was about to say, here comes the telepathy again.
Yeah.
The gods are watching us. Where do I need to talk later? And leave it at that.
Yeah, Julian gives a curt nod.
All right. So everyone else is getting up. So Xylith and Nymphis, you all have stirred in the morning. Everything is where it's left in place. The smoldering fire from the night. You have Gerald also waking up. And Xylith goes over to feed Gerald his morning.
Yes.
Sugar cube.
When Nymphis wakes
Sugar
up,
block.
When Nymphis wakes up, he is not as cheery as he normally usually is. You don't even see him go towards his books like he normally does. And if you're looking at him, he's kind of like got like slight baggage under his eyes, like he didn't get a great rest at all.
Okay.
But he's quiet. That's all.
Okay.
Anyone else have anything they want to do over the next 10 minutes or so? After everyone else is awake?
I will use...
Oh no, I was just going to say, I can feel the tension in the room from the gazes between Julian and Belto. I'm just thinking, like, oh my.
They're gonna fuck.
Can I go over to Nymphis for a second?
Nymphis, you see Xylith approaching you manages to kind of shake you out of your worried state for a minute.
Hey, Xylith. Morning.
Hey.
What's up?
First of all, are you okay? Are you?
Yeah. Just bad dreams. Nightmares, maybe.
Okay. I I'm gonna kind of whisper. I'm gonna like lean in and whisper. I have something that I need to ask you, but not now. Later.
Oh,
Just so you know.
all right. He pulls out his journal like he normally had. He writes it and hands it to you. If it's secretive, just write it down in here and I'll read it later.
Okay. I'm gonna take the page from Nimbus and just walk back towards Gerald, just kind of holding the thing.
Okay.
And feed Jared the journal.
Silas writes it down, and then he hands it directly to Gerald to eat.
It's not
Super
for Gerald.
Directions will self-destruct.
Do you all know what you've done? Unleash the darkness upon the world.
No, that's if Gerald equips all the weapons we found.
I am Lord Horse.
Lord Horse.
That does make an
I am the
interesting potential for
Alternate timeline.
well, like what else could you do with the weapons? Could you try to give them to Gerald and see if he gets?
That is
Horse gets
totally
possessed.
what I was like thinking last session. I was like, I wonder.
I am the Equine of Destruction.
Does Gerald be like not able to put it down? Is it glued to Gerald forever or something? Dude, multiple minds.
Gerald is
take
running
over.
around with like fucking swords, just like.
Yeah, it's like if his multiple minds are trying to take over Gerald's mind, and it'd be
I will
kind of
not
cool.
let that
Good old
happen to Gerald.
Good old Gerald.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Mm.
As the morning wakes up, do you all want to do rations, meals?
Sounds good.
Might as well just knock those out of the way for the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Removing one. I'm down to 5, boys.
Inventory ration.
I believe this is my last one.
Yeah, I'm down to 5. We're gonna need to ration up, I think.
Oh yeah, this is my last
Can
one
either
too.
apply a
Yeah.
bonus.
Can we get
No, I've got one more after this.
can we get a quick roll call of how many are left?
I'm out.
I've got 5. Out. 1.
I've got 3.
3. So we got 9 and Zelith.
Typing.
Sorry.
Any rations you got, Silas?
How many
I was
rations do you have
typing
left?
Oh my gosh, that is in
No
my
worries.
DMs, guys.
I
Ugh.
have 5.
Cool. We got 14. Okay.
So enough for 3 if you scrounge around or forage or something like that.
Yes, but not. We still need to be careful.
So most of the morning goes by uneventful. As you all are holding up in the cave for a while, there's a few hours go by. Still no sign of Beatrice in the early mornings. You all want to hunker down, keep hunkering down until you hear from her, or
Did she say to wait, or did she say that we could leave?
all she told you was to like stay inside of the gates at night. There's kind of protections there, and
But only at night.
yeah,
Okay.
and that she would.
And we are aware that there are traps outside somewhere.
We figured them out.
Yeah, well, at
We
least
could go
for the path that she walked you all down, you know where those traps are. So from where you found her treehouse or hut or whatever, you know the path to kind of get back there from where you all are at. If you
I guess the question is, do we go back to the cave?
I remember.
We
That-
discussed that a little bit yesterday. The plan was to wait for word from Elfrost
That
on
was
whether
it.
we go back in or not.
Well,
Because
that-
supposedly she can get messages to and from Elfrost in a matter
Within
of
a
like
day.
a day.
Okay. Oh well, we just like walk around then. It's like just outside the gated area. We don't have to go far, but just a bit of a stroll, stretch our legs.
Sure. As you all make your way out, is a nice change of scenery. It's actually bright sunlight in the morning instead of kind of the dreary and rainy that you've had over the last few days of your adventure. Y'all can go out and try to forage in the area if you want to try to collect some more food for rations. But for the first couple of hours that you're awake, no sign of her. Safe to assume at this point that if she would have received word at this point, that she would have told you by now, but she hasn't yet.
Can I take Gerald out for a walk and try to look for rations?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
I will take Nyx, and we will go close to where she normally is in her little treehouse thing, and I'll have them scout that area.
Okay.
I'll stay by the cave entrance.
All right. Julian and Wilrick, what are you all doing? Or you're sorry, Julian. You're.
Well, I'm waiting to see what Wilrick does.
I'm just. I'll stay back in the cave, just figuring out what's going on with this pendant still.
In which case, Julian will stay within eyesight of the cave, but just wander on to, but not far away, but on his own. Just go for a wander.
Okay. Xylith, I'll need a survival check. Nymphis, I will need a, I guess just a perception roll for Nyx. And then
14.
All right. And then Julian, say perception roll as well.
Perception.
It's a perception of +3.
It's 11.
11, Julian, and
That's 10.
10. Okay. For Xylith, over the next couple of hours or so, as you're walking Gerald around and also looking for some things to collect to bring back to the group, trying to avoid some of the other pockets of the weird elemental stuff that's going on. There's still like leaves and water droplets and things kind of acting unnaturally, but you all have kind of grown accustomed to some of the strangeness, so you're able to kind of calm Gerald down through it and manage to walk around a little bit, staying away from traps. And you walk up and down kind of the ridge between the forest line and the mountain line, and manage to collect maybe enough berries and leaves and herbs to maybe make 2 full bunches worth of rations while you're out there exploring.
Okay.
With the what'd you get, Julian, on your
11.
As you're out and about walking, nothing really catches out of the ordinary for you. Same thing kind of with Xylith. You're noticing some of the oddities. You're not spooked by it as much anymore, knowing kind of what to look for. You do notice as you're kind of walking along a little bit off the beaten path of where you all have been and where Beatrice has led you down, picking up some of the other traps that she's laid out in the woods, and kind of mentally marking those as you're kind of making your way around. But as you go around walking in the woods, nothing else catches your eyes. And then for Nyx's perception check of 10, you sent Nyx off to the same kind of area where Beatrice came down from before, and looking through, you have the ability to look through Nyx's vision, right? If you're within like 300 feet or something. Yeah. So you look through Nyx's eyes, looking through into the tree house where you think she came down from the first time, and she doesn't seem to be there. All the windows are shut, or the doors are shut. There doesn't seem to be any sign of activity inside the house either. As Nyx kind of goes from window to window, trying to look through cracks and whatnot, you can't really get a sense of if she's in there or any activity at all. You can see as Nyx is above the illusion that's coming from underneath, there are actually connected trees, almost like there's bridges between them. So there's kind of like a network of tree houses that she's built to almost be able to get to different parts of the woods quickly. Some bridges to other places kind of here, and then as you have him fly around in other places, more ropes and hanging swings to get from one tree to another very quickly.
So 2 things then. If he doesn't see around the regular treehouse, I will have him come back down and pick me up. But I'm going to cast Levitate on myself, and he's just going to guide me by flying, I guess. He's like wings on my back or whatever, and just carry me up towards the treehouse so I can land on the bridge.
Okay.
Heading towards the front. And by the way, I think I've been using Nyx a little bit wrong this entire time. He can attack. I just have to forego one of my attacks to let him attack if he's from a distance. It's in my Warlock Pack Boon.
Add to the chain?
We've been saying he couldn't need attack this entire time.
Because we were assuming it was base one. Sorry.
So
yeah.
I was just like, all right, I just read it again. So yes.
Good to know.
Attack.
Good to know.
But yeah, forego for that. Okay. And then I will land on there, and I will look for a door and everything to see if there's one I can just knock on.
Okay. So Nyx comes down, grabs you by the talons, and lifts you up past the illusion. And as you're being lifted up, you're 50, 100 feet or so before you pass that threshold of the illusion. And then you have another about 30 feet to go before Nyx brings you up and puts you on this outer walkway that surrounds the main treehouse of what you assume is maybe Beatrice's main home in this network of tree houses, or at least the one that from the tree that she came down when she initially greeted you all.
Okay. I will undo the levitation once I make my feeding on there, if I can actually step on it. Okay,
yep.
And I'll knock on the door. I'm like, Beatrice? I'll listen and see if any answers.
Some time goes by and no response. Not even any...
I'll check the door.
You check the door. It seems to be locked.
Yes. And you said we can walk around?
Yeah, there's like a platform that surrounds the main treehouse, and that connects to 3 other bridges that go to other trees.
All right, I'll walk around to see if there's a window I can look through. I'll be like, see if it opens up or anything to send Nyx in.
Yep. You go to all the windows that you saw Nyx through Nyx's vision. You give him a good, decent push without trying to force your way in, and they all seem similarly locked from the inside.
I'm assuming that she probably went out somewhere else now. So I'll start to walk and explore the bridges and the other locations.
Okay. There are 3 bridges. One that goes off to the southwest, a little bit more in the direction of where y'all have been staying in the cave. And then there's one that goes off to the north, and then one that goes off to the southeast.
Anyone go to another building of some sort?
The one off to the one that goes kind of closer to where you all are sleeping, there is a smaller type of treehouse in that direction. The other one that goes towards the north looks like it's just a bridge that connects to another walkway that surrounds a tree, and then goes off into another part of the forest that you can't see. And then the one that goes to the southeast connects to another small, what looks like another small little tree house with a walkway around it that connects to some other stuff as well.
I'm just going to be spending my time exploring this area. I'll check the treehouse first, the one that's closer to us.
Okay.
And see if there's any sign of her being there recently or anything first, if I can get through it.
Sure.
And then, yeah.
All right. As you go over the bridge, you start to see the illusion kind of shifts a little bit as you're walking across. You're starting to kind of get a better sense of what type of illusion it is that's been cast to kind of portray this false tree top area.
Knowing that she had laid traps before, I will be, trying to like at least Arcana check and check the location so I don't set off anything.
Mhm.
So I'll be walking cautiously because we came across a couple before.
Yeah. As you cross the bridge, you don't get any kind of sense. Go ahead and roll the Arcana check, though.
Okay. Do I roll with advantage with Nyx on my shoulders, or is that just for the perception? No way.
I'm gonna say it's probably for perception. I don't know what is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Action. No. The skills. Where am I? Okay, there it is. Arcana +5, so that's a 18.
18. Okay. As you about halfway across the bridge, you start kind of doing your Arcana checks and whatnot, and kind of keeping that up as you get across to this other kind of smaller treehouse. You do get a sense of some Arcana stuff, both inside the treehouse and also a latch in the platform that surrounds the treehouse. As you go around the corner where the latch is, it looks like it's a latch that goes down, and there's actually some defensive spells that are set on that latch that prevents other people from coming up. So reasons to think that if you would have gone up the side of the tree where Beatrice came down originally, something may have happened. So the fact that you went through the illusion and then up helped you actually bypass some possibly nasty stuff that you would have had to deal with if you just climbed up the tree instead. And then inside this treehouse, you get the sense that this treehouse almost seems like almost a storehouse for maybe some potions and weapons that she has. There's no other than some really small windows, maybe just for some light. There's no other entrances in other than the main door, and it looks like it's maybe a 10-foot by 6-foot type of treehouse that's built off one of the main branches of this tree, and then all the other branches were kind of cut off to make this treehouse kind of sit there.
All right, I will. So you said there's something that might trigger the entrance of this treehouse, or
no, the latch door that's on the base of the.
Oh, just the latch is what it looks like.
The thing that would like help you go down or up the tree and onto the platform.
Is there you said there's a small building here still, though?
Yeah.
And what about the entrance to go in, you said?
It's locked. You don't get any direct magical or arcane feeling from the door itself.
Nimbus thinks to himself, I really wish I had a spell to unlock doors. She's not here either. Yeah, I can knock as well.
Well, I mean, there's a spell knock that will open.
Yeah, but I'm going to knock as well and see if she's in there as well.
You knock and nothing seems to happen. No movement, no sound.
Oh, Nyx, this is weird. Can't hear anything. Well, let's keep looking around, and then I'll start exploring the rest of the areas and kind of like lay out the treehouse map. I'm going to start trying to figure it out.
I'll make another map for next week. All
right, that'll be taking for a while for me, so you can switch to anybody else if you want.
Yeah, just for my mental processing, you're going to take the north bridge first or the southeast bridge first? Or next?
I will have Nyx take the north first.
Okay.
And then I'll walk around the south. We can do both.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
But he's going to be doing a sweet drive-by while I'm just going to be slowly walking and checking.
Gotcha. Okay. Wilrick, while everyone is out and about, and you and Belto are there, you're taking some time to look at the pendant that you have and the stone that you found within your belongings, and you're kind of playing with it to see if there's a way it kind of maybe interlocks in, like the fact that it just kind of fits together and nothing really happens is kind of stumping you at this point. Belto, as you're there kind of watching the entrance, and you've seen Julian kind of pace back and forth in different directions in front of the cave that you all have been in, and you see him looking up and down every once in a while, and looks like he's noting certain places as he's kind of staying in the area. You notice Wilrick trying to mess with the pendant and this little stone that he seems to have discovered that you haven't seen him pull out before, but he could have had it on him this whole time. You just didn't know.
As well as when he was obtaining the pendant last night, I was keeping watch on the other path, so I don't know that he didn't just hit both.
Okay, fair.
So
he has these two mysterious objects that he's fiddling with, if you decide to do anything with that.
Just after a few minutes pass, since nothing else is really happening. Is that one of the things you got from the Durgar yesterday, Wilrick?
Yeah, the pendant anyway. I have no idea where this thing came from, but they seem to fit.
No idea where what came from.
I'll lift the
Stone.
That's the word.
Yep.
The stone in the hands like this. I had a weird feeling last night whilst I was sleeping that it was just randomly in my pocket. Checked this morning and it was weird.
You had something happen last night as well.
As well? Did you have anything?
Indeed.
I
was visited by my deity.
What? I can only guess that to be a big honor. I can't really relate.
I would say so.
Hey. Keep your laughter.
That's above game laughing. Yeah, and he'll just withdraw his holy symbol for Torm and be idly fiddling with it in front of you for a moment.
I've never seen it.
The gods are watching this group.
As you pull that out, Belto, you feel a sense of warmth and kind of a vibrating presence with your symbol as you pull it out.
He's gonna pause mid-sentence for a second as he gets that sensation. They are watching us, and I was warned that we are in one of the most dangerous areas in terms of where we just came from last night. So
that's weird. I've never.
It.
What was I going to say?
Brain fart.
Carry on what you were saying.
We're talking about the stone, the pendant.
Yeah.
You've never met your deity, or you couldn't relate to your deity before.
Yeah, it must be an honor to know that your deity's looking after you. I have no idea who I am, really.
It really is an honor. Not many people get direct contact from those who they worship. And between the vision that sent me on this quest in the first place, and then the visitation I just got in my vision last night.
That symbol of yours looks unique. How long have you had it for?
I've had it since I began my clerical duties to Torm back in my village.
It directly links to your deity?
This is the symbol of Torm.
Oh. I guess it fills you with pride carrying it around. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, it certainly is prideful. It's where I got my initial abilities from. I didn't know what I had to work with before. From like everyone when I grew up thought I was just a white dragonborn given the coloration, but when I was being trained how to use my breath weapon, I didn't shoot cold like the ice of a white dragonborn or the lightning of a blue dragonborn. As you might have noticed back in the Mercantillery, my breath emits radiance. So I was guided towards the temple and tried to hone my abilities there.
Yeah. So you were saying something happened to you last night. Is it similar to what me getting this? Or was it just a dream?
Mine was just a vision, but of Tom, I believe, speaking directly to me instead of being ambiguous like many deities are proclaimed to be. Not many reach out. But the fact that I was contacted, presumably by him last night, and given the warning that we are in one of the most dangerous areas of this realm. Before, I was asked if I felt my destiny was with this party. This all but confirms it.
It's good to have that confirmation. Anyway, do you know how to fit these two together?
Let me take a look at that.
Go ahead and roll an investigation
Let's
check
see.
for me, Belto.
Okay. I will activate Detect Magic to see if that helps me at all, but presumably not. So investigation. Hiya! That whole -1 I got going for me. 13.
With your detect magic, roll with advantage.
Okay, rolling again. Let's see if I can get any better. 17.
You're not quite as familiar with some maybe more kind of arcane wizardry and other methods that are a little bit more unconventional to what you're used to with your arcane abilities. But with the sense that you get from the pendant, it exudes a similar kind of essence that you now feel with your holy symbol. Obviously, it's not the same because you know your deity, you've communed with your deity. Yeah. So, but the type of arcane presence and what it exudes seems to be kind of a similar feeling, although not aligned to your your characteristics and whatnot. The what you get from this pendant specifically is that it takes some kind of attunement to get the two pieces to fit together.
Huh. And like with the detect magic, essentially like being like, oh hey, there's something latent here, but I can't identify it at all. No worries. Strange. It feels almost like what I've been told of magical items, where sometimes you need to commune with the item itself and seem to attune to it in order to achieve its potentials. I knew a wizard, but we never had access to like real magical items before.
I know other people. I shown Nymphus and everyone else when I first got the pendant. They just thought it'd be a normal item. And obviously, to me, it feels weird warm, kind of vibrating a bit, but
It's doing that for you. I was about to ask if it was doing that for you, because what paused me when I produced Tom's symbol was that I was getting essentially that description from my symbol, which I just believe is Tom actively watching to aid where little he's allowed to. So it seems you found something with something or someone watching you.
And as you try to, with your detect magic, kind of perceiving, but your investigation check doesn't quite get you into the specific origin of what presence might be in the pendant. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's similar enough where you know, okay, like while this doesn't feel like yours specifically, it does exude some similar properties to now what you feel with your holy symbol.
Perhaps you could. I mean, I tend to use mine as the focus to channel the magic of my deity through what I'm trying to accomplish. Perhaps you could use this similarly for yourself, for your own magics.
I'll give that a try. I'll do anything to try to figure out who I am or what's happened to me. I'll put the pendant on.
Just the pendant, or with
Just-
the
With the stone
okay.
as well.
All right, so
Just do keep me updated on anything that changes for you, all right?
Yeah, will do.
Thank you. Be careful. Especially considering that was on the... At least half of that was on the Duragar. I'm just concerned as to what that might mean, considering all the weapons we just withdrew from the forge they were approaching.
okay.
And I'll go back towards the entrance, but I will now be essentially like half / keep an eye on Julian, but also half watching Wilrick.
Okay.
That's a lot of halves.
Babysitter Balto.
Essentially.
Julian, roll a d20 for me. Just d20.
That one.
Okay. Good to know.
Balto's eyes are like chameleon now. So.
Wilrick, I need you to roll a religion check, please.
Ooh.
Of course.
Once it comes through.
It's spinning. Ooh.
19. Okay.
Someone knows his religious stuff.
As you adorn the pendant, you put it over you, holding the stone in place, the fire gate that you got kind of in place. You kind of get this initial kind of pulse through your body coming from the pendant itself. But as the pulse kind of fills you in, you kind of get this presence that starts to try to kind of come into you and wash over you. But there seems to be something that after that initial kind of wave through your body that that something else is kind of helping diminish that. I need an arcana check from you now. $13. Okay. As you get that first kind of shock through your body, and as you kind of feel this presence seep in, you feel it start to kind of pull out, and something else kind of take over. And as you're holding onto the pendant, you feel almost this this tug of power between the pendant itself and the stone that you receive. It's almost like your chest is starting to feel a burning sensation from the pendant emitting through the lace of the gold and into your skin. Your skin is starting to feel a searing effect as whatever is fighting itself inside the pendant is going on inside of it. I need you to make a another what do I want to do? Would you do another Arcana, but saving throw this time?
Ooh, an Arcana saving throw.
So intelligence save?
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah,
I
intelligence.
was
Yeah, it'd be intelligence.
about to say, I can't.
I was going to say,
Intelligence
there's a
saving
difference
throw.
between skill checks and saving
Nope,
throws.
I know. Sorry.
I was there scrolling like, no.
Nope, intelligence saving throw. Sorry.
Also, am I able to discern anything from Night Watch, or am I looking away at this moment?
Roll
Which way do I
perception
go?
for yes, Belto.
Okay. Because I did say I would keep an eye out on him.
Right. Well, we'll see if this is it.
Let me know if anything weird's going on.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
So, all right. For this turn, you are looking at him, and as you see him put the pendant on, you see kind of his body kind of react as he's holding on to the pendant. And Wilrick, while you feel the searing on it, you're holding on to the pendant, and from the save, you're like, okay, I just need to hold on to this, whatever this is going on, as you try to focus in and really delve into the sense of what's going on in the pendant. And Belto, all you see is this stone and other parts of the pendant now aglow, and the pendant itself is this kind of a burning orange color, and the stone itself is this dark red that's emitting as the two forces seem to be kind of colliding within the pendant itself. And after a few more seconds go by, the stone, you feel it, Warwick, as it kind of clicks into place and settles in, as a wave of that red light now completely envelops the rest of the pendant before it dies down. And as it dies down, that pendant disappears as it gets sucked into Panda, your essence.
Panda.
Or
Wilrick, are you
sorry.
all right?
Wilrick, sorry.
I'm going to
Wilrick,
say
your
it loudly
essence.
and charge in.
So the pendant is now gone.
Not necessarily. I mean, Wilrick was wearing it, and then it kind of seemed to just kind of disappear as whatever happened in it happened.
Wait, disappear or seep into his skin?
From Wilrick's
Belto
perspective, he feels it kind of sinking. But from Belto's perspective, it looks like it just, after everything happened, it kind of just fades.
Okay.
So he's going to be like, Wilrick, are you all right? And charge in, hoping that it's loud enough that it got Julian's attention outside.
And with that one, that means you were right by the door at that time, Julian. So you hear...
I saw... Okay, wonderful. Did I say today, Edith? Yes, I did. Okay, cool.
So yes, you did.
Right. Okay.
So charging in
Julian
should be...
Yeah, Julian, more question as well.
Wilrick, as you kind of snap out of whatever just happened within this pendant, you take a second to breathe, and as you're feeling your chest for that burning sensation, you realize that the pendant is now gone. There's no burning marks or scars or anything, but it feels like it's still there, like you're still wearing it, but you can't feel it.
I look.
What happened?
I tried what you said.
Oh, shit.
Famous last words.
I felt like a pulse almost. It shook me back a little bit. But it feels like it's still here. Do you see it?
It looked like it just evaporated.
No.
Why does it smell like burning tiefling in here?
There
Weird
is
that
the smell of sulfur in the air from what's transpired.
Weird that you know what burning tiefling smells like.
We lit on fire the other day.
Touche.
You took fire damage.
Yeah.
And then you dealt fire damage.
Touche.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
It's just a silent stare, like. Okay.
Above game, back in the elemental area, Julian went out to get you back. You had taken fire damage because you were at the fire area.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
So essentially, Panda, you have gained the effects of this pendant. You cannot be surprised, and every short rest, you can use a reaction. When someone attempts a melee attack at you, you can cause them to drop their weapon with a wisdom check of 10 plus your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Every short rest.
I'll put it in an item. Don't worry, it'll be there. It'll be there
Wow.
You can make someone drop their weapon if they
That's
fail.
amazing.
per short
Neat.
rest.
For short rest. It's like a channel
And I
divinity.
can't.
It's a one-time
Right,
fuck
yeah.
you drop.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
oh, you got a cool weapon. Drop.
That's
I
on-
just
They
can't
have to
someone-
be
surprise.
attacking him, though.
Yes, so they have to be attacking Wilrick, and
Yeah.
as a reaction, Wilrick can use this.
It's a very coolly balanced item. Good job on that, Dust.
I literally just came up with it right before this session.
It's well balanced. You're
My
doing
time
good.
with Baldur's Gate has proved off well.
It also doubles your hit points.
Just what I needed.
So, unsure of how else to better help. I'm just gonna be like patting like your shoulder and such, being like, "Are you okay? Like, are you hurt at all or anything?" And I'll just use guidance, just even though there's nothing to check on, just to be like, "Oh hey, are you good?"
I felt like searing pain, but other than that, like now, I feel fine.
You're still kind
Wait.
of recoiling a bit
concerning,
from the
Yeah.
pain, but like it's subsiding, and it's like it's definitely doling off at this point.
And Julian will just go, wait, you put on that pendant thing?
Why not? People were saying it weren't an issue. It weren't anything. So
And you just want to turn around back to the door and go, goody, goody, another thing.
another thing. Julian, I've got a question. Did you?
Yeah.
I was talking a bit to Belto, but did anything happen to you last night? Or anything?
No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. No, definitely not. Nope. Nothing.
Inside check.
Deception check from Julian as well, please.
I was debating on it if I wanted the insight, but I'm just like, no, we're gonna be having our own
Well,
conversation later.
What did you get?
It went to 19
11.
and then switched.
12. Decep 12.
A little weird of a response, but you believe him. Nothing seemed to happen to him last night.
Yeah, why not? Okay. And I'll just ponder what's gone off.
Just the holy man and the tiefling got
Just
visitation.
just a holy man and tiefling. Okay. Bit weird, but okay. I'll send a message to Belto, like, do you think he's lying? He's alright.
Using the reply from message / my own telepathy back to you. He's got a lot on his plate right now.
Fair enough. And that'll be it.
Is that out loud or is that another message?
Another message.
Okay. Distinctions are important.
Yeah. Either way, it would have worked.
It's whether Julian hears it.
Bingo. That's the distinction.
Xylith, as you're coming from your walk out with Gerald, you see the kind of final bits of this as you hear some of the commotion going on inside of the cave as you approach. In about another 3 minutes or so, you get to the cave. You see Julian walking back out of the cave to start walking off.
I heard something going on. What did I miss, Julian?
Oh, just playing around with toys that maybe we shouldn't be playing around with. Just, usual tiefling things.
Can I go in there? Should I go in there?
If you don't mind the smell of burning sulfur, sure.
What did you guys do when I was away?
Go see for yourself.
All right. I'm gonna casually, slowly walk in and kind of peek my head in to see what's going on.
You hook Gerald up on a post somewhere, just not taking him in yet.
Yeah.
You go in yourself. You see Belto and Wilric exchanging glances with each other, kind of looks like they're tidying up a little bit from something.
I'm just keeping my eye on Wilric just to be like, as far as I know, that thing dissipated, so. And he said it was burning, but he's fine now, but I'm just making sure no residual things seem to just proc up out of nowhere.
I'm gonna look at Belto and Wilric and say, why does it smell like fire in here? What did you guys light something on fire in here?
No.
Wilric?
No.
No.
Wilric, you're going to explain this to everyone.
Oh yeah, but we didn't light fire. That was that was his
Explain
question.
what? What did you guys do?
That pendant he found.
Yeah, I found a pendant.
What about it? What did you do?
I put it on. It's now gone. It burnt me. It smells like sulfur. It's gone now.
I'm gonna run up to Wilric and be like, "Are you okay?"
Oh, I'm a tiefling. I guess fire doesn't really hurt me that much. Or it's gone now anyway.
I'm gonna kind of prod at Wilric's chest.
Roll an investigation check.
Yeah.
With your lovely soft talons.
I'm not gonna stab.
The dragonborn little claws just
What checks are?
Well, Xylus are dominant considering the feat that they took.
13.
13.
Xylus going like this.
Yeah, I mean, you look where he would have put on the pendant. There doesn't seem to be anything there.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're all right, Wilric, I don't really know what else to say, and I'm gonna kind of look at Belto and be like, "Is he okay?"
There was a second piece to it that he claimed to have gotten during his rest, and woken up in the middle of the night, and the second piece seemed to be in his pocket. I mean, given his memory, I had hoped that it was just also something that was looted alongside the pendant and he forgot about, but
Could be.
I don't know at this point. And he'll once again produce his holy symbol to Torm, and just be like, he described it as having, you said it was a warmth and a vibration feeling?
Yeah, it was warm. It was vibrating.
Which mine was just doing as well. Is it still doing that, Dust?
It was warm. It was gyrating.
It's not to the degree at which it was when you first pulled it out, but it still feels like there's some small presence there, yes.
Xylus is gonna remember the cursed weapons and take a step back and be like, I don't want anything to do with this.
As Xylus walks
seems
out
to
the
be
door.
fine. I'll be keeping my eye on him.
Oh, that's just mean.
Hey man, if you want to play with magical items, be my guest, but I don't want anything to do with that.
Hey, a moment ago, you all were saying it was perfectly fine. Now it's magical. Okay. That's fine.
I didn't say perfectly fine. I just said it was a thing that had some latent power in it if you wanted to chance it.
Oh, no, I know you, Belto. I meant everyone else. I appreciate
I mean, it looked like a pile of nothing, and now it is nothing.
a pile of
but
nothing, yeah.
If it's gone, if it disappeared, I don't know what else you could call that except for magic.
Considering the effect that I was feeling in this holy symbol seems to have lessened. I think what happened to him is gone, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
So,
Did anything
Okay.
else happen to you whilst you were sleeping? Me getting something in my pocket. Apparently, Belto's had a visit from his deity.
Diety.
Dietary. Dietitian.
I've been snacking too much.
Go to Weight Watchers.
Anyways, get back on track.
No, nothing of the sort. I had a good sleep, good rest, and nothing really happened during my watch. So
Inside check.
Exception for Xylith.
I love how Belto in this moment is just trusting it all. I'm glad somebody at least got some.
Yeah.
20.
Oh, you seem like a very honest person.
Yeah. Wow, what an honest dragonborn.
I mean, your party seems pretty trustworthy, so you're kind of trusting what they have to say.
We're all liars.
Fair enough.
All liars, apparently.
As we've said, we're going to be more open with each other.
We're totally trusting each other. Backstab the next time. We love you so much. Burr, burr.
I'm gonna
Meanwhile, man, my destiny is with this party.
I'm gonna make sure, like, I'll do a final look at Wilrick, make sure he's all good, and then I'm gonna go out and try to look for where Nymphis went to.
Okay.
Being the only one that told you guys that he really didn't have a good trip last night.
So Nymphis, we'll say for the rest of your watch, you managed to not watch. Sorry, your
His adventure.
your adventure in the treetops of Beatrice's fortress or so. The other building that you go down to check out looks like it's a storeroom of some kind, and with your Arcana checks, you don't get any pings off of it. And as you try to peer into some of the cracks, it looks like there's a whole bunch of papers and scrolls and larger pieces of parchment as well that looks like they could be, with how big they are, maybe maps or plans of some kind. And some of the other smaller things, you see a few different ink pots and quills, along with some parchment as well, kind of strewn about with kind of what you can see in the cracks. Do you decide to just the door is locked? It looks like there are some windows. They don't.
Yeah, Nymphis is going to take his dagger. You're like, all right, this one's got information I want. So, is there like any kind of latch that's keeping the door? I mean, the window or door visibly.
Roll an investigation check.
Okey-dokey. Investigation. That's a. Let's do it. Okay, I can do that. 4. 5.
Yeah, there's a latch that you can see on the door. It takes you a minute to kind of look through. You're not sure if you.
I mean 6. My bad.
Okay.
It's not gonna do anything better.
Five
changes
was like
everything.
a bare minimum.
Changes everything.
Of like being able to pass this check. You do see kind of a latch on the other side of the door. You could try to finagle your dagger into it and try to open it.
Yeah, he's gonna try. He's like, I don't know how much to do this properly, but I did read a few books.
So
Knights of a Rogue.
athletics check
That
at
book is so
disadvantage.
good. Yeah. Disadvantage. All right, I have a 9 and a 10. So with plus the athletics, so with my 9, that's going to be a 13.
13. Okay. It takes you a good few seconds to try to finagle the knife in there, but you do manage to find some leverage and pop the latch on the door, and it swings inward. And you see before you a small little.
He does one of these, like, he opens the door and, like, goes behind and is like, and closes it behind him.
Which is going to look very weird to the person inside.
And inside you see just stacks of rolls of paper. Looks like there are some that are mostly not used, or looks like there's a pile just behind the door of what looks like maybe scrap papers or messed up ones that have been crumpled up and put over to the side. There's a stack of unmarked parchment with several bottles of ink on looks like kind of a standing pedestal or desk that could be written on, with a few drawers in it, and a whole bunch of rolls of parchment just kind of rolled up loosely and stacked on the back wall.
First thing he does is an Arcana check on everything here.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Arcana check from before. Nothing in this room particularly is pinging anything Arcana base, except for one vial of ink, one little ink pot.
All right. He looks at the ink pot thing and goes, "I wonder what this is." And then he'll grab whatever he has that can write and start what he uses normally, I guess, and dabs into the ink and then writes on a piece of parchment.
As you start writing on the parchment, after a few minutes, it just looks like ink.
Even with the Arcana?
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. This does nothing, but I'll need a new restock, I guess. And
what do you write
away on the paper? Tempest, storm, weather, story of life, whatever. I don't know. Just testing it out to see.
As you finish writing out your name vanishes.
Oh. Wait. He's like trying to see if I could. I'm gonna try to see if I can like see it again or. Vanishing ink. What is this?
Roll another Arcana check for me.
Okay. That is a 19.
Plus
5, so
okay.
24.
This is some kind of invisible ink, kind of an enchanted ink of some kind, and it seems like there'd be some kind of spell that would be able to reveal the hidden ink.
Oh, besides dispel magic.
Do you have dispel magic to try?
No, wait. I actually do. Yeah.
Okay. At what level?
It. Only third level.
Third level. Okay. With the third level, you are able to get the text that what you wrote down to reappear.
Oh, okay. So invisible ink. Nice. He'll store it away. He's like, I'll use this later.
So you're taking the vial with you?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll take the vial. And I'll start investigating everything else.
Everything else, did you roll an investigation check before? No. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me, please.
All right. Is it a perception or
investigation?
Investigation, right?
At 20? Okay.
Give me everything.
All of the parchments that are in the desk and rolled up on the back wall are mostly blank canvases. They haven't been there. It seems like kind of the storehouse for whatever writing or mapping that Beatrice needs to do while she's up here. You go through the discarded pieces of paper and you see various drafts of letters, of notes, of maps of the area. Some of the more recent ones involve some of her findings that she's explored. There's other parts of the forest that she's delved into specifically, that she's investigating some other different parts. Like one of the things that she describes is kind of a magical pond that has some weird effects that as you put something in it, it's almost like a death pit of some kind where any living thing, whether it's creatures or plant life, as it goes into the pond, it starts disintegrating and starts to become like has some kind of necromantic effect. Blech.
Like they become undead or they just die?
From the notes that she has, it just dies.
Dies.
And then another part mentions some kind of twisting of trees and rocks. Then there's parts of rocks that are growing tree structures and trees that are growing rocks, and parts of rocks where there's just water constantly pouring out. Some of the strange elemental things that have been happening kind of very minor around you all, kind of a twisted magical nature of it in some other part. And there's one kind of concentrated area that might be kind of twisting nature, and just arcane magic itself seems to be just wild in and of itself in a certain area. And there's some drafts of maps in some regions that you're not familiar with. And one of the regions is actually of the path that you took to get here. So it's probably safe to assume that one of these maps may have been a draft that Eilenia got that helped Belto and you all actually get to her.
Okay.
So those are what you can glean from some of the discarded drawings, but most of the other parchment, in fact, all the other parchment that's just stored there, it looks like it's kind of fresh parchment that she has for her purposes.
Okay, I will jot down a lot of this information for my journal for myself and leave them there so she can still have them. Anything that looks like it might be her personal writing, like if she seems to have any effects of the area affecting her in any certain way, because we haven't seen her.
Not in the papers that you have found in the discarded parchment.
Okay. Well, besides the ink blot, the Inca thing, and all that, I'll just take a little bit of notes and leave it, and then come back. Well, I'll make my way back towards the group. Still on top, though. I'm gonna go towards the top, head towards the main where she might be again, see if she's returned, and then does Nick see anything weird?
So as you're rummaging around through the two different shacks, Nyx comes back and reporting in that he has indeed found Beatrice. It seems like she had gone off somewhere and is on her way back to, I guess, to her treehouse, or at least back into the area.
Okay, with her route meet up with where I'm located, or is that?
It seems like she's still maybe a good ways away, based on the distance that Nyx says that she's at, probably 10-15 minutes before she's back.
All right, good job, Nyx. All right, let's go. Let's meet her at the door and surprise her. That'd be great, right? She likes surprises. I mean, friendly surprises. Nothing would be bad. And I'll make my way to meet her and wait for her at her door.
Okay. All right. Anything else that the rest of the party on the ground wants to do in the next 10 minutes before I
Kill
do this next part with Nymphis?
I think it's all good. I mean, unless we see anything going on in the trees that would catch our eye, Julian's not going to do anything.
A fireball.
Where she is compared to where the cave is. It's
Yeah.
they're not within distance of each
No, that's
other.
fine. Yeah, then nothing.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye!
Great.
So as she walks back, the entrance to her tree house is kind of on the south, mostly south corner of the tree. So she comes down the bridge and walks around, and then sees you standing at the door, and she has this kind of look of shock and dread on her face, like, what are you doing up here? How'd you get up here? What? And she goes around, runs, like, looks at the door as she's coming back, and it's like, how?
I'm a magic user, so seeing magic is easy? I mean, I told you there was a couple of things earlier. You would have not expected to see an illusion in the sky. But don't worry, if you're worried that the others might know, they don't. I'm the only one.
She comes off, like, she goes from this kind of upset anger to just frustrated. It's like, obviously not being familiar with having to work with people other than elves, with a different sense of, like, respect for privacy and whatnot, kind of.
Don't you turn this on me. Where have you been, young lady? We were worried for you for the longest, okay?
I was checking this. I was checking to see if I heard back from Elfrost, and you come up here poking and prodding around my personal living space.
You didn't, by the record, we didn't go. I didn't go in. Okay, honestly, I didn't. I didn't go in. I only knocked, and I figured. I sent Nix to go look for you. He said he saw you coming back in a certain way.
Roll a deception check.
I didn't go in. That's technically being honest.
Or persuasion. Deception or persuasion. I'll let you pick.
Okay. All right. Well, I got a +4 for my persuasion, so plus 13. So I mean 13 plus
I'm about
4.
to say
plus 13. Jesus, that is impressive.
That's what's her
You need expertise for that.
What's her stat block? Where did I have it? There it is.
Well,
0.
That out. As far as Belch was aware, they just went out to go search for rations.
Yeah.
So she gives you a stern look, and she's like, and she believes you. It seems like she believes you. It's like, okay, well,
fuck off.
Next time, let me come to you and invite you up here before you come up here, if you don't mind. Is there something that you need help with? I unfortunately have not heard from Elfrost, so there's not much.
You've just been gone for way longer than expected, and everyone got a little antsy and started looking around. Plus, we're running low on rations and stuff, so I was just seeing if you might have any spare for us or something for later. Other than that, yeah, you're the only link that we have going around here, and some weird things are happening. And I didn't sleep that well last night, so I thought maybe somebody else. I don't know. There's so much, but anyways, you're here. You're good. If me being here is making you uncomfortable, I'll head back out and meet the guys, and we'll wait for you over there. I'll let them know that you're okay as well.
Well, I appreciate that. Nothing weird happened to me. I can show you around where we can get some additional foraging supplies. There's, I don't imagine we'll hear anything. I'll go and check to see if we received any word from Elfrost this afternoon. But yeah, if you all want to go and try to ration up, then we can definitely do that for the day. Try to get away from some of this elemental stuff.
By the way, did you make this? Did you make all this yourself with the treehouse? I just wanted to know.
I had a lot of help in getting certain things done, but with nature at my side and being able to get some of the local wildlife to help. Yes, I helped design and build it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind
She
of
was
cool.
a freaking wood elf.
All right. Well,
Bobby.
yeah, no.
No, I'm thinking of something you described of these things appearing before because of them, or she claimed before, probably to throw us off, that these manifested and she was not actually in them, which is why she guided us to the cave. She said that these were part of like the manifestations. It wasn't just the illusion; it was like the structures themselves. They just manifested in this area on their own.
Oh, not the
before.
Not the
You did
tree
say that.
houses.
Yeah.
That's what you described was manifested in, and then we felt a similar thing could have been the wall down in the caves. We weren't sure at the time. But when you originally
that was
described
the
these
shack.
trees,
The shack that you slept in before you got to her, that was what I was saying seemed to be magically manifested.
We'll check the vlogs later. Come on.
we did mention that to her, I think.
We'll clear it up on the back end. Anyway,
Sorry, and thank you.
All right. I'll go back and meet the guys and let them know and that you're okay. I'll see you in a bit, and then I'll just jump off the side, casting levitation on myself, and Nyx will grab me and drag me towards the ground. She won't know that I casted levitation, but like she'll just see me just leap off until I like pass the thing, and then
so she's be like, "Wait, what are you doing?"
Once I-
And then she's like, you just hear as you're falling, you just heard mumble under her breath, "Fucking magic people."
So I like
That's the
slow
elf.
motion fall. Says the wood elf casting magic, all kinds of illusions.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Pretty much.
Anyways,
Another
My last
another. So you make your way down and you find your way back to the rest of the group, and you find Julian kind of still walking around the outside of the cave area. Xylith is out taking care of Gerald and Belto and Panda. You don't see, but you assume are inside the cave.
And as I make my way back, I'm like still floating, and Nyx is still. It looks like a little superhero.
Nyx is pulling you along.
Yeah.
Nyx is on your hand as you're just.
I see Xylith, so I land next to Xylith. Hi, what's up? You still walking, Gerald?
Just what's up?
I'm just gonna give
This is about 10-15 minutes after Xylith got back. So it's mid-morning about right now.
Is it just me and Nymphis and Julian outside? Like where Gerald is
Julian's
tethered
maybe
up?
like 150, 200 feet away.
Oh,
You
okay.
can see Julian off in the distance, but it's just you and Nymphis right at the front of the gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna like tell Nymphis. I'll say, Nymphis, I need to ask you something, but I want to keep this just between me and you. It was what I wanted to ask you about earlier.
Did you write it down on the paper?
I have not yet, but I want you to maybe help me with it since you are a good writer.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you're great too. I mean,
So I'm gonna sit on the floor, kind of like on the ground next to Gerald, and then I'll kind of relay my dream from the last night to Nymphis about Hisrin telling me that she wanted to show me something, and that I feel like I need to send her a letter to hear from her if the dream means anything.
For the record, I am still floating off the ground, but I'm doing like the laying on the ground like look, and like the legs are backwards, like
Typical genie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask Nymphis if I can use Nyx to send off a letter to Hisrin.
Sure.
I just need to know if my dream meant anything. If she was trying to contact me through my dream. It could be nothing, but it could be something.
History's located where again? She should be.
She was
You
like
have,
on
you
the
have a map of your journal. You know where her house is.
Okay, yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how many days it's going to be.
For Nyx, we'll just bring up the map. Why don't we?
John.
I think her hut was somewhere around.
I know where it is. That's not where it is. That was just me to ping the map over on the street.
Yep, no worries.
That wasn't her hut was right about here.
It was. I was gonna say it was somewhere near the river. I couldn't remember exactly.
Right about there.
Okay, so and we're here.
So how many days away would that
So it should be how many days would that be traveling?
That would be for assuming Nyx would stop to take like a chance to forage and eat. It would be a day's journey there and a day's journey back.
2 days. That's doable. Nyx, do you want to help Xylith out? Nyx is like probably behind me. Just,
unless you want to guess at the
inside.
time of when to desummon Nyx and summon Nyx back, then you could cut the day, assuming you would be able to time.
Yeah, but I don't want to like not just undo her chances of bringing something back if need be, maybe a letter back or something. So I'll let Nyx actually do the full trip back and there and back. If it's a third day and I haven't seen Nyx, then there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sure, Xylith. What would you like me to write in this letter? Or do you want to write it yourself, or do you want me to write it?
I think I'll write it myself, and then I'll get you to check it over before Nyx takes it, and then I'll kind of just like pet Nyx's head and be like, "Thank you."
Therefore, while she's writing, I'm like doing the little slowly floating up above her and spinning upside. I'm like cross-legged now,
just like floating around.
Yeah, spinning around like zero gravity type.
I don't know why, but the first thing that came into mind was Ursula from the Little Mermaid. Like the upside down and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Poor unfortunate Xylith.
Yeah,
sign this contract.
I still have to like above game. I still have to like write what I want to say in the letter, but yeah, I'll let you guys know what it says after.
Yeah. We're just passing the time until what's her name gets here. No, not Hester. Beatrice.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about another 30 minutes before Beatrice comes by. She has changed her outfit. She was very kind of lightly adorned when you saw her come back. Looked like kind of just a very light assortment of just a undergarment and just a leather jacket. And now looks like she's a little bit more stocked up. You see bags and water pouches on her. And when she comes by the cave that you all are staying in, she comes to you all and, all right, we've got a little bit of a trek. There's a village close by that we might be able to get some supplies. Do you all have some coin to buy with? It's hard to forage around here just because of the weird elemental nature of things. Sometimes you get lucky and can find some good patches, and sometimes the elements just decide to wreak havoc in the area. So if we want a sure way to get rations, then it might be worth going to this village.
That sounds good to me. I was starting to get low, but I have no coin unless I owe someone other than just Julian some money. He hasn't forgotten
I have gold.
I think I can help us out. I don't mind supporting her.
Mm-hmm.
The rations.
Me too.
For everyone.
All right. Anyone heard of the Sleepy Cub?
Oh, that sounds hot.
Well, it's about
That's a weird thing.
It's about a decent day's walk. Probably get there by mid to late afternoon.
She goes, sleepy cub, right? And it just like looks up on the map. Oh, okay. And there's like a tourist description, best known for whatever.
A peaceful little village in the mountains overlooking the forest.
Sounds nice.
Pretty much what you get.
We'll relay that.
Yep. All right. The other option is to also it would be kind of a windy trek, but if you want to try to pull Gerald out with the wagon, then you could do that and maybe cut the journey a little bit too.
Yeah, we should bring Gerald.
Okay.
Perhaps leave the wagon, bring Gerald, though?
Wait.
Do we want to leave the wagon since we'll be coming back here?
I'm saying if you
I mean,
hook up the wagon and go with Gerald, then you if you all pile into the wagon, you could probably make it there and then back. Instead of like if you would to leave now, it's a good day's journey where you'd have to stay probably in Sleepy Cub, or you'd be traveling back at night to get back to where you were.
If Gerald's recovered enough from the day and a half off he had, and if the terrain is amenable to the cart, it was a struggle getting in here.
Well, we know the way, so now we know better. So let's just be cautious.
Give me a Nymphis, give me a history check. Xylith, give me a survival check.
Ooh, 17.
Right.
12 plus 5.
22.
Okay. With all the checks accounted for, you all come to the conclusion that if you were to take Gerald in the cart, you could make it there and back as it starts to get dark. And with the map that Nymphis has, and kind of seeing how the map's laid out between where you're all at and Sleepy Cub, you're pretty confident you'll be able to get there and back with minimal obstacles to have to navigate around with Gerald.
And what Nymphis doesn't tell you guys is the fact that he knows a little bit more about the area too. So, but
some of those discarded maps have come into play here.
Yeah.
Basically, what you've gotten, Nymphis, is the mountain line that you're kind of up against right now. There's kind of a mostly along the way, there's gaps between the mountain range itself and the heavy part of the tree line of the forest, and then kind of the swamp area. So you're kind of traveling that line. So you're working on guiding Xylith through that as you'll make it.
Yeah, I will help that. Yeah.
So all three of your checks combined.
And I'll coincidentally be like, let's just do this route as well too, if anything pops up. And then she'd be like, okay.
So it's a good 4-hour journey as you all make your way through mid-morning into mid-afternoon, as you find a couple of other trails that you get on that actually go all the way into the rest of this village. And when you get to the village, it's pretty simple. There's a few houses, as you kind of come up, there's a few inns and some shops in the area. It looks like there's the main kind of inn with a restaurant attached to it, and there's a smithing shop, as well as kind of a farmer's market type of place as well. Given the time of year, it's pretty sparse for the farmer's markets. A lot more kind of fall season, going into winter season type of crops for the area, and by the time of day you're getting in there, it's kind of the bustle of kind of dinner time ish as it's starting to pick up. But yeah.
Wolric, you said it disappeared on your chest? What?
I was
Verbally
gonna
speaking?
before Dust said we got to the area.
yeah.
I was gonna
If
be
there's
like,
if
so
it,
on
if,
the journey, do
yeah,
we
so
want to
if
talk
there's
about the
something you want
dreams?
to do during the journey, yes, go ahead and talk about it now.
Rewind time, everybody.
Do we want to do that now or save that for when we get back to camp?
No. On the way there.
Then have at it.
That was a rewind noise, by the
Disappeared
way.
on your chest?
So going back.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
during the journey.
Right.
You guys can pick it up.
Since we've got some time, there seems to have been a bit of activity last night. Wilric, would you like to go first, or shall I?
Wait, is this the new thing? Because last night Julian had his whole... Is this not about Julian?
You know, not
Well, mine is partially.
not everything is always about me, you know.
Oh, that is just gold coming from you last night, Mr. Emo. Dark, moody.
I'm so lost right now.
Nymphis, it's all right. He's been through a lot. I can understand and even relate to a degree.
Okay, so this is a new thing. Okay. It had something to do with Wolric?
We each had our own thing. Robert, do you want to go first, or
I'll
shall
let
I?
you go first, Spencer.
He'll withdraw his,
Over here, around that rock over there. Go that way.
Got it.
He'll withdraw his symbol for Torm. I got visited by, I believe, Torm last night. And he's watching us, and you especially, Julian.
Roll a religion check, Belto.
Why me?
I don't know why I didn't think about this until now, but as you're talking about it,
Nat 20.
2 nat penalties today. Wait, 3?
So,
Did Xylith have one?
with the nat 20, you are beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was indeed Torm. You know it for a fact. There's no doubt in your mind.
Okay. Yeah, I was just playing it just because of the ambiguous cloaked face. But...
And I wanted you to roll that check to see if you were like, I think it is, but not sure. But
Gotcha.
no, with the 20, you are.
Thank you.
You know
All right.
it was Torm.
Especially considering the context of what he said in that last time, I believed it essentially. It was just me saying it as a just in case measure. So let me just.
I just have a quick question.
Well, why is this?
While you're doing that. Sorry. While we're traveling, is this considered a long rest?
You can only take
Short
one long
rest.
rest a day.
Long rest would be like
it could be a short rest.
It's, I
you can
mean,
only
short
do
rest.
one long rest every 24 hours.
You can do short rest.
Okay. I have no spells now. I used up mine.
Oh damn!
You're a warlock. You're getting the short rest. You're good.
Yes,
short, you are getting a short rest. Yes.
Okay, so short rest.
Yeah, I get my spell slot back. But
Yeah.
in any case,
Why me?
I was replaying the fight with the Duradar last night in my dreams, but it paused and he appeared and we were focused on you. It was that you still have choices to make, and I'm hopeful that I can guide you onto a path that is positive and beneficial for both yourself and those around you. But we all have choices, and your past is, Tom has observed, it's covered in bloodstains and vengeance, like you've alluded to with us regarding Cyrus.
Just the mention of the name, Julian gets agitated.
Sorry to dig it up directly, but
Look, it's first stood up.
We all have our gifts, and it's up to us to use them to either use it for good or we get turned to a path of tyranny. We all have that potential. Those were his words. I hope that you can continue to use it for good.
I want to.
So I'll be here to try to help make sure you do. Because he even warned that we were in one of the most dangerous places in this realm. Down there. So. I don't believe I'm the best teacher, especially for making the right decisions, as I've been half blindly following the visions that I've been given. But considering he even confirmed that not all my gifts come from him, I still believe I am at least staying on the right path. Especially considering the chaos of this group. There's a reason I'm here, and I hope to see this through. Ulrich, perhaps now you should mention what happened to that pendant that you got from the Durgar yesterday.
Well, it ain't as a glamorous. Well, why did I? Okay, never mind. Great. Yeah. It ain't as glamorous of a dream as Belto had, obviously, but I didn't have a dream at all. During my sleep, I thought someone put something in my pocket. I woke up, found there was a stone, something shaped to fit the pendant. I tried to fit the stone in the pendant, couldn't figure it out. I seeked Beltos out with it, gave me some advice on how to possibly fit it. I tried what he said. A heat searing pain when hit me, a pulse almost. I'm just abbreviating everything. And then that's all that's been said. Obviously, I don't have the pendant anymore, but it feels like it's still there.
That's new information you've told us. You did not tell us it felt like it was still there before.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I missed it. My apologies. The fact that you feel it's still there is a little concerning, considering what it did to you. But it's definitely not something to be kept secret, considering all this. And I'll be trying to help Julian, I'll be keeping my eye out for you, Rilrit, to make sure you're not as negatively affected as you could be.
Well, we did all sit down and agree to be somewhat forthright since our meeting in Elfrost, saying how negatively you lot took the item which I have, and we sharing what we all have to one another. It seemed only right for me to be forthright with this.
Oh my God, you're grown. You've grown so much.
Yeah.
I see you. I hear you. I see you. We're with you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But I've asked this to Julian and Xylith. Doesn't seem anyone else has been afflicted with such with similar events during the night, so it seems to be only.
Nymphis coughs a little bit.
What was that?
Sorry. something in like. Okay, sorry. Last night I had a weird dream as well, and it was like something was chasing me, and I couldn't. Like I saw this weird figure, and I was chasing it. And I couldn't reach it, and then it disappeared, and I was surrounded by trees and elements, and I couldn't reach them, and I kept on hearing words called release, 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 and it's just very scary, and I couldn't. And as Nymphis is like feeling his finger, like the ring on his finger, and rotating unconsciously, if you notice, but he's like, I couldn't figure out what was going on, and yeah. It's just weird. And I don't know. I didn't feel like I got a lot of good rest from that. Woke up really tired still. Slightly. I was good, but I was just like, I could have slept better, you know what I mean? That's it. I mean,
So at this point, Julian will stare directly at Xylith, and I want to see if Julian can ascertain whether Xylith is hiding anything.
Because from Julian's perspective,
There's just Xylith would be the only
he
one.
gets that everybody else has had something.
Are you participating in the discussions, Alex? Or are you still up front navigating?
I'm like up, like, because I'm driving the cart, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm up top.
Yep.
I guess I could still hear what was going on under there, right?
I was just saying, we'd be doing this whole conversation within earshot of you as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I don't think she's like you're probably not in a position to.
all eyes are on the road.
With her focusing on the road, not really speaking up yet. There's nothing that she said that you could insight check her on yet, or him.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't like say anything. I was just like quiet the whole time while they were talking because I'm driving the cart.
Yep.
Beatrice, did you have any weird dreams last night?
Nothing.
I was about to ask if she's been reacting.
She's just kind of minding her own business, waiting to get to the sleepy cub. No, nothing that I've had last night. Just was taking care of some things. Kind of, I think same with Nymphis. Didn't get quite good sleep, but no visions or weird dreams for me last night.
Well, I think that's good news considering you were the only one of us that touched one of the weapons.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't get
What you
quite a
went
good
through.
sleep. That was quite a shock to my being.
Oh, did something happen?
Yeah, I was investigating some of the weapons while we were back in the mine, and one of the weapons tried to possess me, which managed to somehow miraculously shrug it off before it did so.
Oh, strong mind.
That was what we all witnessed at our previous campsite when we went back to there briefly before going back to the surface.
Right.
Nymphis wasn't paying attention. He was writing.
Yeah, because even at the end of that, you're like, "Oh, guys, there's stuff that's like undead
Yeah,
and chaotic in it."
Stuff was so undead and every. Oh.
Just still owe you a translation on that, by the way.
That's fair.
Um,
Don't worry about it.
yeah, but nothing quite like what you all had last night.
Hmm, strange.
So 3 of us had dreams and 3 of us didn't.
But you didn't have a dream, Julian?
No dream. No dream at all.
Nightmare?
No.
Okay. Xylith, how about you? Did you have any weird dream last night?
I'm gonna kind of call out and be like, no, I had a pleasant sleep and I got a good rest yesterday.
Okay, is that you being honest? Because we totally decided to be honest with one another, right?
Yes, Nymphis.
Okay.
Julian, you may roll.
like,
You may roll a insight check. Xylith, roll a
Alright.
perception check. Nymphis, roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That makes sense.
I got a 3.
15.
12.
Plus 4, so 7.
Okay.
Oh man, this is working out amazingly
Yeah.
for Xylith.
So Xylith, you're not persuaded by Nymphis at all to divulge what you experienced last night. And Julian, yeah, Xylith didn't experience anything last night that you're aware of. He seems pretty straightforward too.
Well, that's fair, but turning around, Julian will catch Belto's eye.
That's like the magical outcome of all the rolls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Julian will catch Belto's eye, pause for a second after saying the whole,
So we've just had a dream then. Okay.
just slowly catch Belto's eye and then say nothing.
Well, we're mostly being honest with one another, and that's good. We trust each other that much.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's good trust in this party.
Now let's turn around this tree. Go that, yeah.
Hey Gerald, did you have a dream?
You hear just Gerald go.
Gerald's mind. I destroyed all of you and took over the reins. I enslaved you and have you guys pull off the cart as well. One day, I'll have my revenge. It's like you remember the old meme with the little hamster chickmuck over there staying on the side and be like soon or whatever.
Oh yeah, we'll know about the evil cow.
I got an achievement for that.
Yeah, talk to the evil cow in 3 separate places.
Well, and get him into the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done that yet. Oh my god, I'm still like in Act 2.
Well, if you need to talk to, it's in Act 1 as well.
It's in Act 1.
It's in every
and 2 and 3.
That's dark.
It's on, in all 3 acts.
Yeah, you need to talk. Yeah, if you only meet through Act 2, you kill it. It dissolves.
Wait, is he inside
That's
that one, the druid place?
Well,
Yes.
No, I think I killed him. I fought him in the druid area.
Oh, it won't
Yep,
turn up
yep.
then, definitely.
Oh, I ruined it. Dang. It was just a weird cat that wouldn't talk to me. I was talking to everybody
spoilers
else.
for Baldur's Gate. You can actually recruit
Yeah.
that as
Recruit the cat.
as one of your final allies in the final battle.
What? Is it just a cow, or does he actually come?
Wow.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
You'll find
I'll
out.
find out.
So reaching a sleepy cub.
Yeah.
I mean, is there more discussion going on? What's going on, fellas? And lady. What's going on? Any other discussions?
Hmm.
The ones who were trying to say
Any-
something
any-
said
any
something. The
more
ones who weren't going
Any
to
more
didn't.
trust exercises to perform?
At least at this time, it doesn't seem like it.
All right. Well, you've now reached the aforementioned Sleepy Cub with the inn and tavern on one patch of the clearing, and a kind of farmer's market open area, and then looks like some kind of blacksmith or something of the like. What do you all want to do?
We need Russians.
We hook up.
Mhm.
Yeah, we hook up Gerald to wherever we can leave him to.
Yeah, there's some
prepare
posts,
to-
and looks like there's some other there looks like there's a place that you can hitch Gerald up and keep the wagon.
Is there other
Anybody want to
horses? Can
stay
you make
with
friends?
Gerald?
Yes, there are 4 other horses
Roll for friendship.
that are currently
Okay. I'm gonna take him there
hooked
and
up.
park.
Okay.
Yeah. Be like, Gerald, make friends.
Gerald nods.
Anybody want to stay with Gerald, or are we just all leaving?
I think we could take turns going,
I
just so we can watch the card.
think I see the blacksmith over there. At some point, Xylith, perhaps you and I should see if they would be willing to buy the ore that we found.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It's unrefined, so we probably won't get much for it, but if we can get something for it.
Mm-hmm.
Raw material is raw material.
Yes.
Julian?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and look for stuff.
Walrick?
I have no money. Well, I've nothing other to get, so I'll stay with Gerald if everyone else wants to venture
Do you
into
need anything, Wilrick?
food.
Okay.
Well, I'll make sure to grab food for everybody. So don't worry.
Okay.
Do you want
Thank you,
cheese
Nimbus.
for your special ability?
Cheese. May someone grab me some cheese, please?
We'll see if we can find cheese.
Is that a good idea? He got really crazy with cheese last time.
Did someone say cheese?
I mean, I think we should.
Remember,
If
he
it
went
keeps
off
them
into
from
a-
wandering off and
This.
search for more.
Do
It's
you
true,
think
it's true.
over there has some cheese in that very dark patch of forest?
Well, if you stay here.
You
We'll
say
grab.
yes. You say
cheese.
yes.
Don't
Okay.
make me tether you
No,
to
no,
Gerald.
We'll find out for you.
We'll get cheese for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just,
Roll a wisdom check, Wilrick.
Beatrice.
Yep.
Beatrice will follow Beatrice to wherever the store is that she.
Oh, that was lucky.
20. Okay. You're
It went on 1 and then 19.
yeah, if you rolled the 1, you would have gone off again.
Again.
Dang it.
Cheese adventure.
Number 2.
Me too.
What did we just
GTC
say?
2 Grand Theft Cheese.
Thank you, Rad.
So we're gonna follow Beatrice to get our supplies and whatnot. You guys can branch off and go to the blacksmith to sell the ore or anything.
So
Was there anything else we picked up down there that we might be able to sell?
I'm not selling this pet cats. I'm keeping it.
other than the other, like the shield that Belto has, and then the weapons that you have stored in your ring, I don't think you all picked up anything else.
The shield would have gone in the ring with the rest of the weapons.
What about the where we were in the the big hall area before we got to the shield forge? area?
Anyone picked up anything?
Did we pick up some
The
stuff?
only
from
thing
there?
we grabbed from the earlier portion was me grabbing the pit cats, 3 golf ball sized chunks of ore, and then we went all the way down. Nothing else was looted until Xylith found the ore in the mine carts.
Okay. And that's before we went to that weird wall that seemed to be blocked off, and we decided to go back
The
around.
3 golf ball chunks of ore were right before the wall. Nothing was found at the wall. Then we went back.
Yeah,
went
I
down.
have 15
Okay.
pounds worth of ore. I don't know how many chunks it is, but
Same.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys go sell that off, and we'll get back
If they'll buy it.
if they'll buy it. I mean, it's a small town, they might.
That's what I'm hoping.
All right. So that means Julian and Nymphis are going with Beatrice to get some rations, right?
Well,
Yep.
Julian said he wants to go off and do something, but
Well,
if he's
food.
following,
I think he was doing
sure.
food.
Food.
Yeah, food rations.
Yeah, food, weapons, fun stuff.
Okay.
All right.
We'll address the Belto and Xylith part first.
Okay.
As you all
Okay.
approach the blacksmith, it's pretty open space. Looks like there's a furnace that's lit in the back with someone working away. Looks like at some kind of farming equipment. It's got some other racks of equipment up as well. Looks like some of the tooling that's being worked on are axes, saws, crowbars, fashioning together some large spikes and nails. And then there's kind of array of kind of cast off type equipment and a few pieces of armory and swords as well. But it looks like mostly what this blacksmith is pretty much working on to maintain is kind of like handyman tools and farming equipment for the area that you're in. He's banging away at a piece of metal in the back.
Oh, look at him banging away.
Chink.
Hello there, sir. Excuse me, if you have a moment.
Yes, of course. One moment. And he... Chink. Chink.
While he's doing that, Belta will just go into his pack and produce essentially one of the golf ball size chunks and then one of each of the golden iron unrefined chunks.
I'm gonna pull out mine too, but I'm gonna look at the merchant and be like, "What are you making?"
I'm just finishing up an axe here. One of the locals cutting down some trees for firewood for the local townsman. Just needed a little repair, sharpening and refining of the axe head. So he does a few more chinks on it, and then takes it over to a stone grinder to kind of smooth it out. But yes, I'll be with you right in a minute.
Belta will patiently wait.
Another 2-3 minutes goes by, and then he puts the axe down and comes over. Just kind of looks like he's been working all day. Soot and smoke stuff just covering himself as he takes kind of a dirty rag and tries to clean his hands off and comes over to the test. So, what can I do you for? You're looking for some equipment?
I'm hoping, if you're interested at least, if we could possibly offload some of these, and he'll show off the chunks of ore. They're unrefined, so don't know if they'd be of use to you or not. But
well,
if you have the means of refining it,
I'll hold out mine too.
well,
we've got
you've got quite a load there. We don't normally get raw material to work with. Usually have to import the stuff. Happy to take it off you. Unfortunately, I don't have much coin on you, so I probably wouldn't be able to pay you for your entire stock. But if I could make up for it, maybe, I don't know, are you all local and staying for a while? I could make you something, or...
Ooh. Are you proficient in manufacturing any simple shields, perhaps?
I've made a shield or two in my time. I don't know how they compare to some of the military types, but if all you need to do is hide behind a shield to flex some arrows, could probably whip something up for you. Especially you got how much of the material do you pull out?
Especially since he's showing interest, we'll withdraw all of it.
Yeah.
I'll just keep my eye out to make sure nobody's going to try to swipe it.
He takes a piece and kind of look.
It's a mixture between both iron and gold, from what I can tell.
He takes a piece and kind of looks at it a little bit to try to estimate how much raw material there is in there. I could probably use this to maybe improve one of the shields I have. I wouldn't be able to maybe make a full shield off of this, but say we could probably make a full shield with some other spare parts I have. How about this? I could take the gold ore and consider it payment for all the iron and fashion it into a shield for you. How about that?
Are you all right with that, Xylith? You're the one that found these.
Yeah. I think you need a shield.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I haven't had one for a while, and I don't have any coin left.
Can I ask the blacksmith if he can resharpen my sword too?
Certainly. If y'all are in town for dinner, I can maybe take care of it after. I got a few more pieces of equipment I've been asked to repair for today, but I can finish it off and probably have it done by the time this supper's over.
Okay. It's a deal.
Yep.
Very well. As you're explaining how you want the shield, you just want basic.
Oh no, I will let him make it how he wants it. I'm gonna let him make it how he feels he wants to make it. It's not gonna be anything like the previous shield I had.
All right. As far as the shield, I can probably have it to you by tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe midday. There's not much going on. I've gotten through most of the tools I need to get through. I'll put some start in it tonight and maybe have it done by tomorrow if if you want to come back around lunchtime.
I will try to be here in time for it then.
All right.
Same with my sword too.
Alrighty. Anything else I can help you with?
I believe that's it from us. Unless you have any other things, Xylith. As I mentioned, I have no coins, so I couldn't afford to buy anything anyways, unfortunately.
I'll pat Belta and be like, I have coins. Come with me.
And as we're walking away, I'll just also say to you, if the group wants to leave tonight, I will stay behind in town, camp outside, and since I have the dark vision, I can make my way back.
No, I would
overnight.
stay with you. My sword is with him. I ain't leaving it there.
Well, your shield wouldn't be done until tomorrow, according to him, anyways. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, because the group was originally planning to go back the same
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
I will stay behind.
I assume
will
he's going to
volunteer
give
stay
us the
behind.
shield and the sword together, like the next day.
I mean, that depends. If you wanted to stay and get the sword done, he said he would get it done by the time, like, it'd start to get nightfall.
You could get the sword in.
Yeah, so like you'd be waiting probably 4 hours to get the sword, and then it'd
No,
be done.
I'll stay with Belto. The fact that he said the next day, I'll
Okay.
stay with Belto.
The other thing too is you're the one that normally drives Gerald, so
Yeah,
anyone else
so-
that's driving Gerald back is going to have to make several
That's
checks.
If
why I was
they
saying
go back.
I'll stay behind and I can bring it.
If you go back, yes.
If they go back. So we have to relay that. Okay.
Yes.
Plus, this can lead into another conversation we can have later. But anyways, other scene.
Other scene. So, Beatrice, Julian, and Nymphis.
Mm.
You all make your way the Soul Inn, which is called the Sleepy Cub,
Right.
and also has the tavern side of it too. Pretty light. There's plenty of room given where this is. It almost looks like, with how there's the elk and the deer heads all on the wall, that this is some kind of maybe almost like a winter cabin of sorts for folks to come in, or it's definitely a seasonal place to be in. And you're kind of in either the off season or maybe the start of a season where there's some traffic starting to come into this area. There are a few different workers. You see one that's working a bar, and as you make your way in, there's one side of the tavern that looks like it's kind of almost like a mart type of area, mixed in with the normal chairs and tables and bar stools of the tavern side of the house. There's maybe one or two individuals working the mart area, and then one or two that are running tables and food and drink for the early patrons for dinner.
Okay. Run up straight to the main bar area to talk to the guy there.
Yep. And Beatrice is actually heading that way too. And the bar person actually recognizes Beatrice and reaches out to her, and he says, I haven't seen you around here in a while. It's you been out hunting that strange stuff down there? And she says, There's a lot of strange stuff happening, but as far as the weird events happening, it's all the same. Still going out and trying to figure out if there's any connection to all of it. And he says, well, thankfully nothing's been up here yet. I know that you said that some of the stuff is stretching out here and to keep an eye out. Thankfully nothing has made its way here yet. So what brings you into town? And she points back to you all and it's like, well, I have actually some help head my way, strangely enough. They're helping me look into some of the other parts of the strange activities that I haven't been able to check into, and we're here looking for some rations because they might be here for a while. It's like, I gotcha. Well, don't have the normal stuff. We've kind of run low on some of the supplies. It's kind of the changeover in the season, but you're welcome to check what we have in the stores, and I'll even throw in a couple of barrels if you want on your trek back. She says, you know me too well. And she puts down a sack of 10 coins, 10 gold coins on the desk. And she says, well, I can roll those out to you. You got transport? And she says, yep, got a wagon with these folks. I'm sure they'll help be kind enough to help me take it back. And he's,
Hey, I was gonna. Hey, okay. Beatrice, I see you.
it's like, well, when you're in good company, might as well have a good time with it, right?
Okay.
You know what the clerics say? A drink a day keeps the cleric away.
They do say that.
That's not what I say.
Okay. I would go check the store to see how much of the rations there are. They have. Is there someone we talk to for that, or?
I mean, it's an open kind of floor layout. There's some bins that have some of the kind of fresh produce that's there. There's other places that have some hanging meats that you can get, and as well along with some cheeses as well for Wilrick.
Mm.
So there's a kind of a bakery section that has some dessert treats and also loaves of bread. So kind of like general mart type stuff.
Okay.
What if we get enough for like 25 days of rations? Like 25 rations.
I was actually going to say get rations for 10 people for 2 weeks. Which is double us.
That's a lot of rations.
Just
as you're looking at how much is there, there's not that much.
Exactly. I was hoping there would be that much.
And especially if you're trying to keep like edible stuff, some of the perishable stuff's going to go out pretty quickly. Things like the bread and some of the meats, if you keep them stored well, they can probably last a little bit longer. But any of your fresh produce, like the vegetables and the fruits, that stuff might not last as long. But there's enough there to, like if you bought out the entire stock, it might last your entire party a week if you wanted to buy out the entire stock and leave nothing left.
We'll fuck them up for a while. Let's just grab a few things. I don't think they have that much, but a few days of stuff for us, we should be good.
So what? 15 rations.
If they have it. Ulrich specifically wanted some cheese, so let's get that on there. I almost thought he was going to run off again.
So with the assortment of fruits and vegetables, it's kind of a little bit kind of winter time. So you do have some mostly root vegetables. So you do have things like carrots and potatoes that can last for quite a while. There are several loaves of...
Any feed for horses or anything to also think about?
You ask one of the attendants, and they say there's some livestock food that you can get that's on the backside of the inn. And if you walk out there, you can see there's several troughs and buckets that you can fill with some feed. There's like 3 stacks of buckets that are about 8 to 10 high each, and it's they're varying sizes. It looks like kind of peck size buckets that you can shovel in whatever type of feed that you want. There's different types of so there's cornmeal, there's peanuts, there's some kind of feed.
Zylik, you know what Gerald likes. Go ahead and pick out some stuff for him. I'll go ahead and grab the other.
Zylik's not there.
Oh, Zylik's
they're at the
I'm with
blacksmith.
Well, I'm going to assume that. Trying to remember what Gerald
roll a
yeah, it's going to be bad.
History.
Roll a animal handling. No, survival check. Survival.
14.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You remember what Xylith gives Gerald to know what he likes, and you know that there's a couple of things that are there that might be kind of a special treat to Gerald that you get as well.
All right, we'll get some of those for Gerald, so he's good. Got the couple update. How many days you said?
3 days.
3.
3 days worth of food for us, or rations. How much is all this going to be, or did Beatrice just pay for herself?
Yeah.
At the moment, Beatrice just paid for
Paid for
the
the
2
barrels.
barrels. Yeah. And she's walking around with y'all in the mart area, picking out things.
All right, so we got the cheese, we got the food, we got the rations for us, and the feed for Gerald. Anything else?
Julian will look for some treats for the group, like not just normal rations. Julian will look for something special.
All right, perception check.
15.
15. On the fly, what do you all's characters like as far as special treats?
I never really came up for.
Y'all like jerkies? Do you like stews? Do you like salads? Do you like grilled meats? Do you like cheese?
We already got your cheese.
There are a few wheels of what you think are nice for what's available. Nice cheeses.
Okay.
Well, we picked out the cheeses already. We're just going to assume a wheel of cheese.
You just buy every piece of cheese.
A piece of cheese? Just a wheel of cheese.
Just one wheel of cheese? Okay.
There
is literally one wheel of cheese and then other wedges of cheese. So you just buy the one wheel of cheese.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'll be good with one wheel, right? One wheel will do.
Do you know Wilrick at all?
Fine, one wheel of cheese and
what's the best cheese? What's the best cheese?
I don't know. Let's
take it.
What kind of cheese
I wish you had this book right now, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Take a deep sniff of one of the cheeses.
I'll let you do that because you have the better nose.
I have the better nose.
You have the better nose.
I don't like cheese.
Lactose? I don't know what that is.
Insight?
No, okay, I'm going to. I wouldn't say that. I will sniff around some cheese and be like, all right.
And what about for everyone else? I mean, that's what we're...
I don't think they have like bit different cheeses here.
I think Ghost froze.
It looks like it.
Yes. Panda's on it.
Get
it. Panda's on it. Say someone froze and Panda's instantly on it.
when the group makes it.
It's been like that since you turned your camera off and back on earlier.
When the group makes a joke.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, okay. So, what does everyone? What are the special treats for everyone? I mean, I know what I would want, but
this is out of game stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, out of game, but in game for what
exactly
Nifis will buy for the group.
The Julian is also going to be this is Julian buying separate. This is outside.
I like sweets.
Okay, cool. Julian will look for something sweet.
Can't believe I'm writing this down in my session notes. Yeah, just like sweets. Come on, folks. No, I know. Wilrick likes
debate anything before, and I honestly don't.
It would be steak or like a really, 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 really nice bottle of alcohol, like rum.
Nice rum.
Yeah, it would be like a really cool kind of like night in morning.
Oh, what time?
Yeah, I'll be up soon. I'll be up soon.
You'll be up soon?
I'll be up soon.
Oh, okay. I'll let Amber out. I've cleared up.
Thank you.
Bye.
I don't know what Xylith would like. He never really, maybe Xylith would like sweets too? I don't know.
Let's find out. What does Xylith want?
Xylith does like sweets.
Okay,
likes jerkies.
I was just saying, I feel like the sweets topic came up before.
Yeah.
For Xylith, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And
for Xylith specifically.
and what about Belto? Belto seems like a
Doesn't know.
let's go for a sweet tooth kind of thing as well for Belto.
No.
What?
Do they have this thing called Kufi? Is he a Kufi drinker?
Goofy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Nifis knows what lactose is, but not coffee.
Yeah, apparently.
What'd you say goes for yours? Sweets
Sweet,
and
something
Sweets and
sweety.
like jerkies and stuff,
Jerky,
like the
okay.
trail mixy stuff.
okay, all right.
So Julian will search for that privately whilst Nymphus is doing the rationy stuff.
All right. So,
All right, how much is all this going to be, by the way?
all this together, including the feed for Gerald, is, let's see, that's going to be.
You missed a chance to take a picture there, Panda.
We'll do that. 44 gold pieces.
44 gold pieces. Food.
They are light on inventory, so prices would be higher, I guess. Damn.
Damn. Mm-mm-mm. I'll send a letter to Mama later on. Mom, I'm running out of funds. Can you send me some?
Okay.
And does that include the stuff that Julian's buying?
Unless you're buying anything else special.
Yeah, well, is that are you including the sweets and jerky stuff? That was the thing.
Yes,
No,
it
well,
does include
Oh,
that.
that was included. That was included.
Does include that, yes.
Then that's fine.
All right. I'll drop the coin. I'll pile up the coin in a stack, and then a couple stacks, and then slide them to them.
Okay.
And yeah, there you go.
Very nice. Well, after that mini shopping excursion, that went a lot better than the last time we had shopping on this campaign.
Fastest shopping spree we've ever done.
Right?
Record time.
We will call it.
No one died.
We'll call it for this session, and then in 2 weeks we'll pick it back up in the Sleepy Cub Tavern, and we'll see what happens after that. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all in, again, 2 weeks, and we'll be doing bi-weekly until at least June, and then we'll see what happens from there. Thank you all for watching on Twitch. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Have a good night.